30 million American families will lose a safety net to help put food on the table. During the pandemic, these families were eligible to receive additional food stamp benefits.
The anxiety is about 10. It's 10. It's a struggle out here.
We really are struggling out here. So please just consider, think about the children.
Emergency food benefits from the pandemic helped many, many families. That type of support eventually ran out. Within the last few months, experts have said there was a public health crisis facing 1 in 8 households and food insecurity. Now, there are federal programs to address this. Republican governors, though, in 15 different states are saying they will not take food money that is set aside for children in low-income families so they can eat and not go hungry or malnourished. And the federal money was approved in what was a bipartisan deal. So even Republicans in Washington eventually reached a compromise on this. The amount may sound sort of small depending on how you look at it. It's about $40 a month for each child. And if a state takes that, the children then get that support, and it makes a big difference to some of these families. But in these 15 states, which you see on your screen, and we'll leave it up for a second, you can figure out whether you live in one of these states, you have Republican governors saying, I see the money, I see that it's relatively needy households that would take this $10 a week for children to eat, and I say, no, I won't take it. There's Iowa's Kim Reynolds, Iowa's in the news a lot tonight, who says, well, they don't need the funds when, quote, childhood obesity has become an epidemic. Insulting. Or Iowa's top newspaper, which is not exactly hugely liberal, it's the Des Moines Register, says Reynolds is completely off base, and that view in that hometown paper, well, they're not alone.
We're talking about disaster levels of food insecurity right now. It just breaks your heart for these kids.
Growing rates of food insecurity among children in Iowa could worsen this summer as the state is opting out of the Summer Food Assistance Program.
It's really disappointing that we're not protecting our children. The need is not going anywhere. It's growing. And the decision that the governor made will set us up for more challenges this summer at a time when the need increases.
Absent any huge policy changes or some big break in the economy that I don't think anyone sees coming, no, we're going to be in a bad spot again this summer.
That's the view from one of these 15 states. We showed you Iowa because there's so much news about Iowa, and the Republicans are competing there, and they're spending millions on TV ads, while their partners in policy won't spend $10 a week that's already been allotted for by the federal government. The Biden administration is pushing back. As mentioned, they reached this bipartisan deal in Washington precisely to get the money to these states, but there is a state-federal collaboration necessary. Biden's top official on this says it's sad there isn't really a political reason for not taking money that's already been allotted. 21 million kids, however, in the rest of the country, and the majority of the states, will get these so-called summer food benefits. This is an important fight. It's about policy, it's about ethics, and then apparently the politics of a bunch of Republican governors saying they see some political reason to deny their constituents' children money for food. And there you have it.